Okay, so slide 2 of week 9, the internal view of the firm, this video goes with that, and on slide 2 you have a standard normal distribution. So I just want to go over that quickly. Standard normal distribution is something that you should have covered in statistics or probability, which hopefully you've had at some point in time, and I just want to kind of go over the basics of it. When we look at a standard normal distribution, there are two things that we need to understand that we're looking at. One is a population, and the other is a variable. So for example, anyone can look at standard normal distribution no matter what field we're in. If we're a biologist, our population might be the population of frogs. If I'm an economist or a sociologist, it might be the population of people. If I am in our field, which is strategic management, then the population is going to be a population of firms. And then after we figure out what the population is, then we have to figure out what the variable is. So it could be that we're studying firms and that the variable is profitability. And the point is that there's some distribution that we think looks like this, and as opposed to a distribution that looks like this where each standard deviation is equal, in a standard normal distribution, we know that everyone crowds towards the middle. And so we have our mean, and we have standard deviations to the right, standard deviations to the left. Anyone to the right of plus 3 standard deviations is going to be an outlier. Anyone to the left of -3 standard deviations is going to be an outlier. We call this a right tail outlier and a left tail outlier. And what we want to say here is that most frogs or people or firms or whatever it is that we study are going to crowd towards the middle. So we know that most corporations are going to be somewhat profitable, but only towards, near the average. And then others are going to be superior, and others are going to be superior, and then finally we're going to have really superior firms like Apple, etc. Okay? And to the left, and we'll study this in a couple weeks, we see companies that go bankrupt, so companies that fail. So Kodak, Friendly's, etc. Okay? So the point is that we have heterogeneity within an industry. Heterogeneity means that we have a spread out distribution with most firms falling in the middle. And we see that with everything. We see it with, if we were to study height, we would notice that most, say, adult males fall between 5'10" and 6'1". They all fall here. 68% of the population will fall there. We'll have some outliers that are 7 foot tall or other outliers that are 5 foot tall, but most adult males will fall within some range. Okay? If we're looking at frogs, they're going to jump at some range, but most of them are going to jump right around the same amount of inches. And with firms, if their variable is profitability, most firms are going to be some average profit, and other firms are going to be superior or non-superior. So when we say heterogeneity, we just mean that this is wider. Homogeneity would look something like that.